Alright, so obviously I forgot to film an intro, but I'm just going to be showing you how I got this look that I think would be perfect for Halloween, so let's get to it. I'm taking my Maybelline Master Conceal Camouflaging Concealer, putting a little bit on my hands. Now I'm going to be taking my e.l.f. concealer brush and placing it all over my eyelids. Obviously, once that's all done, I'm just going to take my beauty blender just to blend it a little bit more into my skin. So now I'm going to take the NYC Smooth Skin Loose Powder and my e.l.f. blush brush, and I'm just going to put that all on my eyes just to set the eyelids and make sure the eyeshadow stays on all day. Now that that's taken care of, I'm going to be taking my Lorac Pro palette and taking the color Taupe on a big fluffy brush and just putting it all over my crease. Taking a flat shader brush in that black color from the Lorac Pro palette and placing it on the center and inner corners of my lid. Now that that's all over my lids, I'm taking a Real Techniques brush with that same taupe color and just blending the black eyeshadow all over the lids just to make it a little bit more smoky. And since that little Real Techniques brush wasn't working too good, I'm going in with the big fluffy brush that I used before with the black color on it this time and just blending it all over to intensify the look and blend it out a lot more so there's no harsh line. So by now basically I've got to a point where I'm just going to be going in back and forth with the flat shader brush and the big fluffy brush just to intensify the color and also blend again, just to make it a lot more seamless and so there's no harsh line. Another black color that's just a little bit darker than the one in the Lorac Pro palette just to make everything much more darker. So now I'm going to go in with the Jaclyn Hill Favorites palette by Morphe brushes and taking those two highlight shades up at the top, mixing them together and placing them on the brow bone to highlight. Now I'm taking the color Espresso from the Lorac Pro palette and blending it all over my crease with a big fluffy brush just to add more definition in. Eyes are done, now let's move on to the face. I'm taking my Revlon Color Stay 24-Hour Foundation along with my L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Foundation, mixing them both together just to make my perfect shade. I'm going to be dotting it all over my face, and then taking my beauty blender, I am just going to blend it all over. That's done, I'm going to be taking that same concealer that I used on the eyelids, placing a little bit on my hand, taking that same concealer brush, placing it under my eyes and anywhere else that I'm going to be highlighting. Well, unfortunately, I just realized that you guys really couldn't see where else I put the concealer. So I'm just going to let you guys know I put it under my eyes, on the bridge of my nose, on my forehead, my cupid's bow, and my chin, and I just took a damp beauty blender and blended it all in. Now that that's all said and done, I'm going to be taking that same powder that I used to set my eyelids and that same blush brush and placing it under my eyelids just to kind of set it a little bit. Alright, so now comes the interesting part. So obviously you guys have heard of a method called baking. Well, basically I'm just going to take my damp beauty blender, dip it in the loose powder, and basically bake my whole face just to make myself look a little bit more ghostly. That's been sitting on my face for a bit, I'm taking that same blush brush, wiping it off a little bit just to make it a little bit more cleaner. And just so you guys know, it was very hard to take all that powder off, so I did have to go in with a bigger fluffy brush just to wipe all the excess off. Now that the powder's all gone, to get those chiseled cheekbones, I'm going to be taking Sable and Espresso from the Lorac Pro palette on a big fluffy brush and carving out them cheekbones. Obviously the contour looks way too harsh, so I'm going to go in with a bronzer brush and that brown shade from the Jaclyn Hill Favorites palette, and I'm just going to blend out that contour just to diffuse it a little bit. Blended out, I'm just gonna go in with that same fluffy brush and just carve out the temples, and then going in with the big fluffy brush just to blend it. So now I'm going to take this like dark brown shade and I'm going to use it as blush and kind of blend it into the contour. Now it's time to finish off those under eyes. I'm going to take this gel liner pencil and place it on my waterline and right under it. Now I'm going to be taking this e.l.f. contour brush. I usually don't use it as a contour brush though. I usually just use it to blend out the eyeliner. under my eyelids just because it's so dense. Now taking a big fluffy brush and the color Espresso and black, mixing them together just to kind of blend out that under eyeliner and make it smoky. So after that, I went on to lips. Obviously, I was going to use this red lip liner that I just showed you guys right here, but it kept breaking on me, so I just went in with this Avon lip color called Perfect Red, placed it all over my lips. Now I'm going in with a lash curler, and I'm just going to curl my lashes. Then I'm going to go in with the CoverGirl Lash Blast mascara, and I'm going to be placing number 1 on my lashes first, just one coat. Then I'm going to be placing the number 2 side on my lashes off camera. But obviously right after, I'm going to go in with the Rimmel Lash Accelerator, placing it on my bottom lashes. And yeah, I think that's it. I really hope you guys like this look. Like I said in the beginning, I think this would be perfect to wear for Halloween, because I know some people aren't allowed to dress up for Halloween or something, so I just thought it would be a great idea to bring out a makeup look that would just kind of help you out to look a little bit more festive. So I hope you guys like it. Please subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.